Right, so welcome back to another interview. This week we have Dairk, and we're going to start with my questions, then move on to the community ones. Dairk, do you want to quickly introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hello, PC. So
Hello.
I'm Dairk. I'm a French Canadian from Quebec, Canada. So I'd say an active player of the community. I've been on Discord for a lot in the past over 18 months now. So
I always see it everywhere.
Yeah, I've been involved in a lot of projects, and I've kept myself busy, and even if the game isn't doing a lot of things at the moment.
Yeah, we're going to always find something to do. And you're a mega city founder as well, aren't you?
Yes, I've got my. I'd say more like a town than a mega city.
Yeah.
We've got a little bit over like 4,000 tiles over there.
Okay.
The Spratly Island, the disputed territory between China and all these countries.
We'll get to that later because that is one of my questions. Right,
Yeah.
I'm going to move on to question one first. How did you first discover Earth 2? Is there a cool story behind that?
I did found Earth 2 because I've got, let's say, a friend from another game that talked about it to me.
Okay.
It was, you may be aware of that guy. It's the Oracle that founded Artyom. So it did send me the link to R2 and talk about it. So I jump in, like I said, last year in January.
Yeah.
So I've got in pretty early, I guess, during
January's not bad. Yeah.
during the peak of the influx of player.
Uh-huh.
So I chipped in a little bit in January and didn't check it for like 2 months and came back in March.
Yeah. So you missed out on kind of the peak bit. What sort of amount of tiles did you buy and stuff when you first joined? Did you get a big lot or not?
I've got all sort of thing. I did remember my first search were like, oh, so this game is like Ready Player One. So yeah, let's aim for something for VR. So I did purchase a beach in North Caicos, something like 80 tiles. I was lucky enough to get some tier one, some class one from the map.
Yeah,
so I got North Caicos. Also purchased I did search like smallest country and purchase in Fiji. Then I went to the big cities like Italy. I did buy second hand Milan for like my third purchase. So that was pretty pricey at the time, but yeah, we didn't know much about it. So I'd say that's one of my worst buy, but I still got these styles. So
yeah, I think all of us were kind of learning the first few months of being here, but I'm sure they'll all have use at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So this is about your mega town or mega city. Do you want to walk off? Oh, actually, no, we're there. Yeah. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about Dectopia, what the aims and goals are, and how people can get involved?
So my first goal with Dectopia was to do a small project. I did it like I started in May last year, so all the price were pretty much where the ended at the end of tier one. So I got in disputed territory at like 40 cents. It was the cheapest tiles in the game. Yeah. I started with doing a grid for myself and purchased myself all the property. And then I went on a giveaway streak. I was sending specific players some properties, so I got all the big name Predict God or Tile. I got some mods in there. There was Chris, Sake, Kelvin. Then I, like with all project, I expanded. I made my town bigger and I invited more people. So I got tech ups, Nameless, all the people that were active a lot last year. Uh-huh. And I just went with that and then expanded again because, you know, it's always too small for the...
Yeah. You always need more, don't you?
Yeah. So I did purchase the last tier one in Dectopia back in December 4th, the day before tier two released. And on the day of tier 2, I finished the whole thing. So it's a little cozy town with NPK citizen.
So is there any land left for people to get in on, or do they need to go for water tiles if they want to be part of Dectopia?
Oh yeah, they have to go to water tiles because I've got some Korean friend that purchase all around the city.
Okay.
So they fill the entire island.
Yeah.
Where we are, and I've got. I guess people could join and buy some property I got on tier 2. Tier 1 is all sold out.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. They might be able to find some decent deals on the marketplace and stuff as well if they do want to get involved.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've seen some people sell back the properties because we've seen a lot of people cash out on the game and move on.
Right. Question 3. Do you want to walk us through your portfolio? How many tiles you have, where they are, and what sort of what number of essence you're sitting on as well?
Oh yeah, for sure. So right now with the release of yesterday, Allen, I'm up to 29,000 tiles.
Very nice.
So I've got. I do remember last year we were always talking about how much you need tier 1 to be. You said that
to make it a full-time job.
Yeah, something like that. So I've got the goal of 10,000 tier 1 tiles. I've got about 7,000 of them in class 1.
That's more.
I've got. So I've got all sort of thing. I mean, I purchased most of the megacity I could come across, and so I was involved in a lot of just like the regular R2 player. I've got like 25 server on Discord for Megacities project.
I'm nearly at my max limit of servers that I'm allowed in now. They're just mostly from megacities and stuff. Do you want to give a few megacities a shout out? Which ones are you most involved with?
I was involved in State 1, a lot of Alpha Kingdom project. The Eye of Sarah was probably my first purchase back in.
Yeah, one of mine.
These guys were a lot of advertising on Facebook, so I've gone there pretty early, back in January last year. Other than that, there's the pirates.
What was that one? Sorry.
The pirates, the one that were in Kraken before.
I don't think I've got that one. I mustn't be there.
So there's Mind Island. There's also the Crypto Coast.
Yeah, I'm in Crypto Coast.
So other than that, I've got a lot of country drop point. So basically, a drop point is when you type the name of a country. That's the first screen you see. So I've got a single tile in most of the countries. I think I'm in over 180 countries right now.
Are you trying to collect them all as well?
Yeah, it's a bit like Pokemon. So catch them all.
I was doing the same myself for a while, but then I got rid of a lot of my singles when kind of I saw the utility of needing more titles in the ecosystem and stuff. But I was doing exactly the same as you. I was trying to get one of each in every country, but I just kind of, I don't know, I stopped that a few months back. Hopefully it wasn't a bad decision.
So sorry, my profile is not focused. It's all across the world, I guess.
Yeah. What about your essence and stuff? How much essence are you sitting on?
Right now with this, I think I'm sitting on 25K.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
So yeah, I've been doing stacking for the past few days, like a lot of people.
Yeah.
So hopefully that will increase that by a lot because I'm already up to like 3,500 stacked.
Fingers crossed most of them are correct validations.
Yeah, I do believe that over 80% of them are accurate right now. So I'm not too scared to lose a bit. And
yeah, as long as you hit at least 50, you're going to at least break even, aren't you? So anything above that is going to be a bonus. Right. We just touched on this. What are your thoughts on resource validation so far? Are you enjoying the process?
Oh yeah, I do think the process is really nice. I do think we have a few. There's a few flaws to correct because like the people trying to validate properties that already have the resource.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that.
So we've seen a lot of claim doing that. We've also seen some, I'd say, mean claims. So
One from yourself as well.
oh yeah, I got myself in a bit of let's say a spicy chat yesterday.
With the Koreans, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, people because they were basically saying that because of the language barrier, we were trying to trick them, which was not the goal of the test.
Yeah,
I was just trying to see how blindly would people
try to
validate a
validate.
claim. Yeah, people are basically rushing to secure more essence.
So do you want to explain what you did for those watching who don't know?
So what I did, I made a fake claim, literally saying in the description, like, "Mom, I'm staking essence," and stuff like test claim, please ignore, and add some legit website link. Like I've used like mindat.org/rickroll, so that was a fake URL, but just because the mindat website was there, people were jumping on it. So
do you think that was bots, or do you think it was real people who didn't understand?
I do believe we have a bot issue with R2 right now for a lot of space within the game. So there's Joel's bot, there's market bots, and right now we've seen a lot of bots on the stacking, I'm pretty sure. Because whenever you see a mindat link, you just get an instant of 10.
Yeah, they're literally gone in a second, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I definitely think we've got some problem there. Luckily, I saw the mods talking about it in chat earlier today, and apparently they are going to test some solutions for that. So hopefully it doesn't last too long, because there's people not even managing to stake on their own claims they've been saying. Right, this is the one I gave everybody. If you could give just one bit of advice to new Earth 2 players, what would that be?
I do think that the first thing that they should do is to jump on the Discord and ask questions, because like I said, like we said, we made terrible first purchase.
Yeah.
And we've seen a lot of that on the activity feed, people just buying in the US for like $1,000 instead of buying from the market at 80% off. They could literally get share one cheaper than they can buy new tiles in some country.
With the current discounts on the marketplace. Yeah. Unless
So
you want. Sorry, go on.
No, sorry. I jump on the Discord and ask question, and some people. I don't think we have a lot of people trying to push away nuclear, because we do want people to jump in and make the good choice.
The Earth 2 doesn't seem to be going after new players too much lately, but you do definitely still get the odd one. And the introduction of the free mentors is clearly an indication that Earth 2 have started thinking about that sort of thing. Because the only people that's going to benefit, the only thing the instant mentors are going to benefit is new players who haven't done the quest yet. So they must be starting to think about those new players coming in as well. But yeah, Discord would definitely be a good place to start.
Yeah.
Right.
So I did say Discord, but I think most of the social media are good, because you could jump on Facebook and people will also answer your question.
Yeah, Twitter's awesome as well. Twitter's really good.
Yeah.
So the next one is, are you involved in any other Web3 projects?
Beside R2, I don't think so. I'm not a big, not either crypto or Web3 in general. I'm not a lot of, like a lot of people, I think R2 is my first time going to a Web3 stuff. Yeah, so we learned a lot in the past year.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Do you hold any NFTs or anything? Any of that sort of stuff?
Oh, I do have some Darkslayer NFTs. I also have NFTs on Wax from the the R2 trading card. I've got.
I forgot those even existed. I've got a lot of those as well. Yeah.
I got chicken from Chicken Derby. I've got some State One NFTs. So I did get a little amount of stuff, but nothing massive, I guess.
Yeah, that sounds like you got a fairly decent collection there, especially when it's just stuff you've been introduced to through F2. Right. The next one is, in your opinion, what is the most overlooked feature in Earth 2? Or, well, the most overlooked or undervalued thing in Earth 2?
I do want to see more about the EPLs because I feel like it was advertised as a big thing and it just kind of died there. We'll need to see more about that for sure. But other than that, I think the fact that the R2 is tied to R1 is a big thing that not many people manage to figure. So
if you look at all the largest sales we've had so far, that's all been like key locations around the world as well, hasn't it? So that's playing into that a lot.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, even today you can go on a shopping spree and find good spots that were overlooked.
Yeah,
because there's still a lot of. I mean, if you go for VR, I guess you could find some spot with really nice waterfall just to make cozy little house. The top and the view will be amazing. So
you never know with the terrain. We might be able to build those wherever we want anyway. Depends what sort of customization we get by the time we do get VR.
Yeah.
Next question is, what's your opinion on hollow buildings? Do you have them on all of your properties?
Oh yeah, I've got some really nice cube on my properties. So I wasn't a big fan of the editor, so I didn't do much work on it. But I've seen people doing insane stuff with the editor. So I do think that's a glimpse of what we'll see with the buildings. We do have really nice creative mind in the community.
We do. If they've managed to do the sort of things that they've done with the hollow building, I can't even imagine what it'll be like when we do have a real building. And because like this is like, it's basically like using paint to do a Photoshop edit when you get the actual tool to be able to do it. We're going to have some insane stuff. We really are.
So
do you have? Sorry, go on.
Yeah. I do like the hollow building, but it's just not for me to make some. So I'm looking forward to the blueprint marketplace so I could get myself some really nice stuff in my cities and key properties.
That makes sense. Have you still put them on most properties, even if it's just a cube though, just to get those backdated resources?
Yeah, I've got my old buildings up to my 40 tiles properties.
That's not bad.
So I've got about 120 of them, I guess.
Okay. Have you only got 120 properties over 40 tiles?
I have right now I have 1,200 properties. I do have a lot of singles from the single jewel farms, and I was doing single tile property flips for a while, and I just kept them when the price dropped.
That makes sense.
Right now I'm just getting more jewels as we speak.
Yeah, there's probably no point in putting hollow buildings on them. It'd just be a waste of time. Well, potentially. What's your end goal for your Earth 2 portfolio?
That's a good question. I do think I will have to drop a lot of properties to reduce my tile count and keep most of my big one. I just don't see the managing possible with that many properties. I mean, it's already messy when trying to jewel to slot them. So you go on the slotting page, and when there's 1,000 properties, you miss a lot of them. So I see myself maybe reducing to 200 properties at some point.
Okay. Yeah.
I do believe I will remain at the same tile count, just because of the new countries opening. You get to flip smaller properties for bigger one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't see myself pushing a lot more tiles. But then again, we said that when we hit 10,000 tiles. And we
And then you
cruise,
got 3 times that now.
yeah. And we're still increasing the portfolio. But I haven't put money in the game in this year so far. I've just been rolling on flipping stuff. So I sell high, buy low.
Well, if you've managed to get new country opens and stuff just from flipping, that's not bad at all, to be honest. Especially if your portfolio size is going up instead of down. Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you not interested in the player contracts where you would be able to have those manage your properties for you if you want to be getting rid of your smaller properties? Is that not something you would do?
I do believe maybe at some point I'd rent some of my stuff.
Yeah.
That could be another goal too. So yeah, have someone manage your portfolio for you. I mean, I was approached from other players to manage their portfolio. So I guess
Really? Okay.
yeah.
Was that just like slot and jewels and stuff, or?
A bit of everything. I guess I do enjoy spending time on R2 while some others don't.
Yeah.
So people see that, and I do believe I'm trusted in the community. So yeah, I've been in DMs with people that wants me to help them in the future. So I'm looking for that.
So is that something you would actually do yourself? You would potentially contract for other people?
Oh yeah, I do some works for other people. Yeah.
That sounds good. Get rid of your own portfolio and work on theirs. But I guess if they've got better properties where you're going to get more from it, that would make sense anyway.
Like we were joking some weeks ago, it's always funnier to spend money that isn't yours.
That is a good point, actually. Yeah, I've been wondering how it'll work with the contract and stuff. To be honest, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to allow the person that's leasing it to do the upgrades and stuff as well, or if that's all going to go back to the owner and stuff. I'd love to kind of see the details in the white paper of what is actually going to happen with those contracts. Yeah, whether you can spend other people's things as well. Some people were wondering if you'd be able to like have access to the owner's jewels and stuff as well, which I can't see happening. I think you'll kind of have to use your own share to slot in those while you're the manager of the property and stuff as well. But it's all up for speculation at the minute.
I played other game that had some sort of it was called co-sitting. Okay. So you'd have people that come on your account. It was on the game Travian. It's a real-time strategy game.
Yeah.
So you'd have a dual in another dual player play with you in another country to cover more time zone, and you could choose if they can spend the resource and if they can spend the gold and if they can spend. You had a lot of options, so I see that happening in R2, where you could have someone jump on your account and maybe check some marks saying, okay, this guy can collect my essence, this guy can spend my essence, this guy can. So I do see that happening, and I don't see what stop R2 from doing that.
And having the landowners being able to set what the leaser does, that makes sense. I don't think we'll have, in my opinion, I don't think we're going to have people logging into our account as such. I think we're kind of going to more have other people's properties show within our portfolio or another section of that where we can kind of co-manage it if we've went into a contract with them. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to set people. I guess that could be an option. Yeah, but I don't think we're going to get people managing like the whole portfolio. I think it's going to be like on a property by property basis. You enter into that and then it shows within your account. That's kind of how I took it as well from the draft paper, but we'll see.
We may see folders someday also, so we can see. So this is my rented properties, yeah. This is my own properties, and this is my the one I manage.
Yeah, so we've wanted folders for absolutely ages now, and even the devs have mentioned it a few times, but we still haven't got them. So we might have them next year at some point. We'll see. Maybe with the Ego Sim release. Right, this is the last one from me. Then we're going to move on to the community questions. Where do you see yourself and Earth 2 in 2 years' time?
That's a good question. I do believe would be closer to a full game?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a really good question. I don't see myself going away anytime soon. So I will remain active. And I mean, just like at early summer this year, I've got a lot busier, so I was less active. But I've done the same for a lot of games. I've been a radar on World of Warcraft for a lot of years, and that was always like that. So big active, less active. So just when you got time, you spend more time. So, and I didn't mention it earlier, but I'm father of three under 5. So that kept me busy some days.
I don't envy that. I've got 1 7-year-old, and that's hard enough. 3 of them. No, thank you.
So yeah, I don't see myself going away.
Yeah.
Like I said, I haven't put more money in the game this year, so I don't see myself rushing to get bigger on the game.
Yeah.
I do like the spot where I am right now. Like I said, I've got people that trust me, and I've always said the same thing, that phase 1 was all about networking, and I do believe that I did a good job with that. So
I would agree with that.
I think R2 is fantastic for that, because now I could say I got friends all over the world. So I learned a lot about other countries I didn't know before, and the game helped us to get a lot better with geography.
Yes, I would agree with that. I know where a lot of places are now that I didn't used to. Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'll ride the wave and just see where the project get us. So
I think we'll have a full game by, well, not that F2 is a game platform, but I think we'll definitely have at least the full ecosystem out by then, without a doubt. Yeah.
When I made my first purchase of the beach, I do remember that vividly in my mind. I did purchase a beach with in mind, oh, my oldest could play on VR in like 6 years, because at that time she was 3. So I was in my mind thinking, oh, that'd be a fun game to play when she will be 10 years old. So I was already aiming far away.
What you can do with your kids and stuff in it as well. Yeah, that'd be awesome, to be fair. Right. Where are we? Right, we're going to move on to some questions by Oz now. There's 4 questions, so I'm just going to go through them one at a time. He wants to know what your favorite property is.
My favorite property would be, I was chasing a landmark for a long time, and I got myself the Cuba National Capital.
Okay.
So that'd be my favorite properties. It's sitting in the Havan. It's just wonderful.
All right. What is your current short-term and long-term strategy?
So, like I talked a bit about it, I was doing flip for a while. So just buy cheap, sell higher, and just snowball the portfolio from that. Yeah. And long term, I've got a lot of older property. Like I said, just the capital you, I believe, is, I've got bids for 10 times what I paid, and I don't plan on selling that anytime soon.
Yeah. So that's quite impressive. Hopefully still continue to grow as well.
Yeah.
Right, his third question is, if you could improve one thing about how Earth-2 operates, what would it be?
So we've always said the same thing. We just need the team to communicate with us.
Yeah.
So we don't ask much. I mean, the candid video from Shane are basically what the community asks for over here. Mm-hmm. So just more info, just little updates like Kid is doing right now. Yeah. Because when we don't see what's happening, we believe nothing is happening. Yeah, so just to see the team fix small things, give us, I guess, hope. That
it would be awesome.
We do see.
Sorry, go on.
We do see stuff happening, so that's good for all of us.
Yeah, I would absolutely love to see like a kind of forward fit, well, a community facing a public facing community manager whose whole job it is to literally just communicate with us on Twitter and Facebook and stuff, make videos and do competitions and leak little bits of artwork and stuff like that. Just having one dedicated person for that who just kind of constantly keeps us, the community, in the loop would be amazing. Just so we've always got somebody there that we know there's going to be content coming from and who we can engage with and stuff. Like there's a lot of projects who do have people like that, and I think it would be a great move for F2 to get somebody like that themselves.
I do think we need someone that like a lead community manager. Then we have a member of the team for each platform, because I don't see any community manager managing like 4 platforms at once. I mean, there's so much stuff happening on Facebook, on Twitter, on Discord, and
well, a lot. I don't mean kind of being the mods. That's a separate job. I mean somebody who's literally just posting across all of the platforms and stuff, and maybe he's running competitions and stuff and get across them all. Because you could knock up one sort of post and just spread that across the full social network of F2.
Yeah, and you have to adapt them for each of the platform, because something you post on Twitter isn't as effective that it is on Facebook.
Yeah, well, you can always just link back to the F2 platform as well if you need to give like a detailed description into an article or something like that.
Yeah, true.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Right, now we're going to move on to his last question, and he's asking, what is the best deal you've got on a property?
I do think that the best deal I got was I was lucky enough to buy in Israel on the launch. I was one of the first person to get there when in release in November. So I was able to flip that, and flipping that, I got myself my first USA property that I paid like $330 a tile. So when the Essence launched, I mean, I've got a property with 5,000 Essence just sitting there that I got for 95% discount.
I'm very jealous of that one. That's a good that's a good buy. Next we have a question from Yina, and she is asking, where is the land that you don't want to sell the most?
I don't see myself selling any of my Dectopia grid, so I plan of keeping my town like that. I've also made some I did keep some key properties within my grid, because I do plan on giving them to my friends in real life when the games go full public and it's mainstream, maybe. So I could tell them, hey, look, I saved you that for four years.
That's a lovely thing to do as well. Want you kind of real F1 friends to be involved and stuff. That's an awesome gesture. Right, next up we have 2 questions from Resin, and he is asking, when new mini Dairk? That's your first question.
So I do believe number 4 should be in next year. I mean, right now it couldn't be this year because 9 months pregnancy.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
So yeah,
unless there's something you don't know.
I don't think so. Yeah. So no, I do believe that we get a new mini Dairk next year. Me and my wife plan on maybe 4 or 5 kids. So there's more in the plan. It would have been earlier if R2 was faster, because like I always said in joke that it's easy to go from 2 kids to 3 because you just have to get a bigger car. But when you go from 3 to 4 kids, you have to have a bigger house.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, I've never thought about it like that. One's more than enough for me, though, and I don't have to worry about any of that. So his second question is, how do you feel about being threatened by someone on Discord for your claim?
Sorry?
Resin is asking, how do you feel about being threatened by somebody on Discord for your claim? I think he's talking about the resource claim that you put in.
I mean, like I went on the chat, on the herein chat after that, because I was literally receiving death threats for a joke. So I think that went overboard for a lot of people. I wasn't planning on harming anyone, so I haven't always been an happy and a guy of the. So I'm friend with everyone. I don't think any harm to anyone.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's the internet. I've been online for over 15 years using the same username. So I do believe that what you do online stays there forever. So don't do bad thing. I mean, there's no point to try and go against people.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Hopefully it's just a troll who's kind of speaking a load of bollocks. You get it everywhere, don't you? But yeah. I'm sure nothing will come of it. Right, so the last question is from Hinksy, and he is asking how you pronounce your name. He always says it in his head with a French accent.
So yeah, that's one thing we discovered over the last year, because online I'll like I said, like I just said, I'll always use the same username.
Yeah.
So in my mind, it's a really easy name, because in French it's Dairk. So AI it's A. So, and like other English people point out, it may be easier to say it as Dairk.
That's how I say it, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I've got a pretty French name and I work in an English environment, so I'm used to even my own name is hard to pronounce to
so you're
English
used to people
people.
butchering it.
Yeah, so call me whatever you want, just Dairk.
There you go. Hopefully that's answered this question. Yeah, that's all my questions and all of the community questions done. I've got less than a minute before I get cut off. It's telling us that I need to upgrade the pro version. So we're probably best off doing our goodbyes now. Is there anything you want to say before we go?
Oh, keep up the good work, PC. I really like your content, and hello to all my fellow Gen chatters and all the Hearts 2 player. I wish us all the best for the future. So see you in the chat.
Right, thank you. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have an amazing day. Thank you. Catch you later, mate.
Bye, everyone.